Okay, so you have most probably heard that Elon Musk has announced that Tesla will not accept Bitcoin as a payment method. But why? Well, the billionaire has said that mining Bitcoin requires a lot of electricity. And we all know that Elon is concerned about the rapidly increasing usage of fossil fuels. This is also one of the many reasons why his company, Tesla, focuses on creating electric vehicles. Now, you might be thinking about how is crypto mining bad for the environment? Well, what's up guys? Welcome back to Glory Investing Show. In our today's video, I'm going to tell you why is crypto mining bad for the environment. However, before we go any further, click that thumbs up button and don't forget to hit that bell icon so you never miss any updates. Now, without further ado, let's get into this. First of all, we will discuss what Elon Musk claimed and what was the impact of Elon's announcement on the price of Bitcoin. The billionaire had previously announced that Tesla would invest $1.5 billion in Bitcoin. Moreover, he also made plans to accept Bitcoin as payment for Tesla cars. At the same time, many critics raised questions on Tesla's decision to start accepting Bitcoin as a payment method, citing the impact of the huge amounts of energy used to mine Bitcoin. It is worth mentioning here that many environmentalists have warned that carbon emissions from power-intensive Bitcoin mining could also harm sustainability efforts. And in response, Elon decided to stop using Bitcoin as an acceptable form of payment for Tesla cars. In one of his tweets, Tesla's CEO said that Tesla has stopped accepting Bitcoin because of climate concerns. The billionaire wrote in his tweet, "We are concerned about rapidly increasing use of fossil fuels for Bitcoin mining and transactions, especially coal, which has the worst emissions of any fuel." After Musk's tweet, Bitcoin, which happens to be the largest cryptocurrency in the world, dropped 17%. It is important to understand how Bitcoin mining actually works. The ownership of Bitcoin is verified via a public ledger called the blockchain. Bitcoin mining is the process of creating new coins. This process involves using computers in order to solve complex mathematical puzzles or algorithms. Cryptocurrencies are based on a decentralized network, and the network that mines a new coin is designed to take around 10 minutes to solve the puzzles and process a block. And after each transaction, information needs to be recorded in this blockchain. And in order to complete this process, dedicated computer farms across the globe spring into action. They start solving complex puzzles. When one of these computers solves the puzzle, a new block is added to the blockchain. The official website of Bitcoin states, "In this way, no group or individuals can control what is included in the blockchain or replace parts of the blockchain to roll back their own spends." The problem in this process is that all of these computer farms working overtime in order to mine Bitcoin consume a massive amount of electricity, as Bitcoin miners use giant and powerful systems to mine blocks and verify each transaction. Miners receive newly created Bitcoins as a reward for their services. Here, it is crucial to note that mining often relies on electricity generated with fossil fuels. China has a lot of Bitcoin facilities that are more reliant on coal-based power. And in fact, according to a study published in April of this year, this country accounts for more than 75% of Bitcoin blockchain power. Why, you may ask? Because a number of rural areas in this country are considered as the ideal destination for mining because of the cheaper electricity costs. The majority of Bitcoin miners are based in China, and the problem is that more than 2/3 of power in China is from coal. Now let's discuss how much energy is consumed by Bitcoin. Well, the University of Cambridge published a report claiming that Bitcoin mining consumes over 149 terawatt hours each year. Well, that is more than countries such as Malaysia, Sweden, and Pakistan, and nearly 61% of Australia's total energy consumption. Moreover, the report also suggests that we could rank Bitcoin among the top 30 energy consumers if this cryptocurrency was a country. The Economist's report suggests that the Bitcoin network could consume as much energy as all data centers across the globe. And other studies suggest that if it follows the rate of adoption of other broadly adopted technologies, Bitcoin could produce enough CO2 to push global warming above 2 degrees Celsius in less than 3 decades. The commodity strategist BUY Securities recently calculated the costs of Bitcoin on the planet. They found out that during the last 2 years, the historic rise of Bitcoin has caused emissions to increase by more than 40 million tons. I mean, that is the equivalent to 8.9 million cars added to the road. The report published by BUY Securities also suggests that Bitcoin produces more carbon emissions than American Airlines, which happens to be one of the largest airlines on this planet. Bitcoin's emissions are even comparable to those of the United States federal government, while the US federal government employs more than 2 million people. According to a report published by Fortune, mining the currency emits more CO2 than the whole of Greece, and that could worsen. If the price of Bitcoin were to rise to $1 million, BUY calculates, the digital currency could turn into the 5th largest CO2 emitter in the world, surpassing Japan. The report also states if $1 billion of hard cash went into the currency and its value rose by 11%, that would cause the CO2 footprint to rise by 5.4 million tons, equivalent to 1.2 million cars. Finally, BUY's report claims that no other human activity has a higher carbon footprint. In fact, it is equivalent to powering 632,000 houses with electricity. So, we can indeed say that Elon Musk is right. Now you might be thinking we could simply shift to other cryptocurrencies. Well, BUY notes other cryptocurrencies are just slightly better. For example, Ethereum's energy consumption has doubled from 8 terawatts per hour to 17 terawatts per hour during the last 6 months. Elon Musk was not the first person to raise concerns over the environmental impacts of Bitcoin. Fears emerged at the beginning of this year over the sudden popularity of trading NFTs that are also traded using blockchain technology. The United States Treasury Secretary Janet Yellen said in an interview with CNBC that Bitcoin was extremely inefficient. Yellen said, "The amount of energy that's consumed in processing those transactions is staggering." Furthermore, Bill Gates says that Bitcoin uses more electricity per transaction than any other method known to us. According to a report published by Independent, another environmental impact of Bitcoin mining stems from the fact that the technology is still dependent on short-lived hardware to process its calculations, which inevitably burns out and needs to be replaced, prompting a spike in demand for microprocessing chips. Here, it is worth mentioning that Samsung and Taiwan Semiconductor Manufacturing Company are the only two companies that can mass-produce the chips that are required by Bitcoin mining device manufacturers such as Bitmain. Well, it is becoming significantly challenging for these companies to meet the demand for these chips. This shortage is also impacting the production of other consumer electronics like game consoles, smartphones, electric cars, etc. In the end, as BUY's report concludes, the main reason for holding Bitcoin is not diversification, stable returns, or inflation protection, but rather a sheer price appreciation, a factor that depends on Bitcoin demand outpacing supply. The energy consumption of Bitcoin has more than quadrupled since 2017, and it is continuously growing. Well, that's all for today's video, and thanks for watching it. If you liked it, make sure you give it a thumbs up and share it with your friends. Also, don't forget to share your thoughts and valuable feedback with us in the comment section below. And while you're here, click to watch one of these two videos that are appearing on the screen. We'll see you there. Take care and stay tuned.